Blessings. I just wanted to check in with everyone. I hope everyone is having an amazing Sunday. I've had a rather slow day today. I'm in a lot of pain and I am very fatigued. However, the Lord is still kind and worthy to be praised. If you notice issues with my speech, please forgive me. Sometimes my speech gets fumbled. But nevertheless, I received lots of questions, more than I anticipated. I'm going to do my best to answer the questions. I'm always happy to share in my journey, especially if it can help someone else. The first question is, what is FND? Aside from it being a pain, FND is functional neurological disorder. It is a neurologic disorder. It is not a psychiatric disorder. It is not a psychological disorder. It is not a mental illness. FND, again, is a disorder and a condition that is very complex. It is very misunderstood, misinterpreted, and by my personal experience, a lot of physicians, a lot of clinicians, practitioners, nurses, hospitals, medical community, quite frankly, have no idea what FND is, what the symptoms are, or how to properly treat patients that have FND, particularly in the South, which is where I'm from. I live in North Carolina. The entire medical community is understudied and underdeveloped concerning FND, which is an atrocity, but I'll deal with that in another video. But FND is functional neurological disorder. It is a neurologic disorder, which is confirmed by the National Institute of Neurologic Disorders and Stroke. Some would tell you that FND is rare. However, it is not rare. According to Harvard Medicine's research, there are nearly 5 million people in the United States that have FND, and those are just the people that have been accurately diagnosed. FND greatly impacts the nervous system. Some would even depict that it is the failure or the collapse of your nervous system. FND has to deal with your brain not sending signals properly and not receiving signals properly. And so we know that the brain is the nucleus to our body. It is the command center. It sends signals to the rest of your body and the systems in your body to tell it what to do, so your body knows to think, to respond, to move, to lift your hands, to move your feet. Like, it controls everything. But in someone that has FND, these signals are interrupted, and so the body is not receiving these signals to know how to function properly. And it affects many things. It affects your communication. It affects the way that you interpret information. It affects your movement. It just affects many of things. People with FND experience seizures. They experience strokes, which is another misunderstood thing. Lots of people, in my experience, they only think that there are epileptic seizures and there are ischemic strokes. But there are various classes of seizure, both epileptic and non-epileptic. There are multiple classes of strokes. You have the ischemic, which is structural damage to the brain, and you have functional stroke, where there's no structural damage to the brain, However, the brain has been impacted with how it is operating. The network of the brain has been interrupted.